Yes, we do. Okay, go ahead and we'll hit live. All right, welcome, everyone. This is our Monday, September 9th work session for our town council. If I could have a roll call, please.
Shannon?
Here.
Lee?
Here.
Kathy? Lee?
Here.
Edwards? Here. Cavazos? Nay?
Here.
All right, on our agenda for the work session, our first item is the portico addition to the Copper Cricket. For this, as we remember correctly, we had some water issues that have been identified to the front of the building. The two solutions to this would be to tear out and replace the entire concrete stoop, or add a portico over top of the door area that just will allow any of the hard winds and rains to prevent that from going in. So with that, I think, Ms. Emily, we haven't gotten any kind of bids or proposals, I don't think, at this point.
We have not yet. Staff was looking for some ideas on the style of the portico.
Okay. So I think the idea or the intent was to incorporate the entire concrete stoop. So the size of it would be the width, and then coming out at least 4 feet or so. I think we could probably go with the entire footprint of the stoop. And of course,
Mayor, not to be disrespectful, but wouldn't we recommend this to the ARB for the
well, this starts the discussion, absolutely. So
Okay,
this,
I was going to
this
ask
is,
if it's going, okay.
this is where we would then give the instructions, that, hey, this is what we're trying to accomplish, and the size and everything like that, and the protection that we're trying to accomplish, and then absolutely send it over to the ARB for
All right, so we're giving the ARB a directive of this is what we're going to incorporate onto one of our leased properties, and just giving them the size, and then from there they'll be going with the materials, all that.
Right, correct, yep. And with no objection, that's what the directive would be.
I'm fine.
Okay, great, all right. Next, town hall awnings. As we remembered, as we kind of phased this project, we got almost everything and spent the money that we've spent, accomplished the objectives. However, there's other things for the town hall that we were looking at, perhaps the same type of the portico for possibly the awning for the police department side. I know that they're looking for the concerns of the weather as they lock or unlock the door or go out, that added protection for those few seconds, as well as the front. I think the original plans had
Bless you.
a type of portico or awning as well. Also, our consideration might be the replacement of this front door. As we see, it's rusted and not matching the other aluminum style that's on the other 1, 2, 3 doors that we have besides this one. So there again, my suggestion is maybe get proposals, send it to our finance committee to see where the funding could come out of. But at least we wanted to get the discussion if that's what everyone would like to do.
I think the awnings would set that off in front. I think it would be, we're doing so much more to this building, and these are small things. I mean, it costs, but I would definitely support, seeing if we have the funds, if we have the money to do it, and then turn it over to the ARB. I'm sure they'd tie it into Copper Cricket as well, so that we have something very similar. I would think. I don't know,
Yeah.
but I'm for it.
There was a design on the original plans for the building. I think probably that's the starting point. And then, depending on cost, we should adjust according to that.
Okay. Thoughts, Mr. Day?
I'd love to see some proposals, yeah.
Okay.
See if we can put it in a budget.
All right, with that, we'll put a directive to do exactly that. We'll try to use
So
this.
where's it going first? To the ARB, we're going to come up with proposals, what?
Well, I would think that we would take it to the ARB first. We would
Okay.
take the site plan that shows the original design to the ARB If they agree on that, then we can take that and get a proposal for it.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Yep, okay. All right. Next item is our RV ordinance discussion. So maybe we can take a step back, we'll go to the past, and then tell us where we are today with this.
So, we've started looking into the RV ordinance and how we can adopt a policy that's similar and adequately takes care of all of our issues we have here in town. After reviewing Prince William County's RV ordinance, it's come out that if we just adopt theirs, it won't necessarily attack the current problems we have in town with several residences parking multiple RVs on their property, or parking an RV and having it hooked up to electric and water. It starts to become very obvious that there could be a resident living out of here for long extended periods of time. So that would not adequately be addressed. We would need to start kind of exploring other options. So far, what I found is in Prince William County, what they have adopted is it allows you to park it in your own driveway. If the town's okay with that, that's kind of what we already have going on now. If we want to tighten that down on the neighborhoods that aren't under an HOA, I think we need to explore some of the key items that the council would like to see in that ordinance so we can begin a draft.
So I guess understanding this, we have the street element of being able to park on a VDOT street or a private street or within the confines of a private lot. I think as we first originally thought, this was more probably looking at the ones that are on private lots, that they'd be more conducive to have something like this in a storage facility versus in front of a
Or if
single-family
you can
home.
keep it inside your garage, and it's not just RVs, I mean, it should be, I mean, there's a bigger picture here.
Commercial vehicles.
Boats, I mean, it's all, you would have to look at the code, and Chief could probably help with that, about the definitions of the different types of,
Quantico has a really good code that I had forwarded to, I don't know if I did you or just Shelley, but they have a good code that spells out commercial vehicles, boats, jet skis, anything that's basically recreational.
I mean, of course, there are times that, you know, say you're getting ready to go on a trip and you need to pull, I mean, that's, of course, that's reasonable.
They allow for a 24-hour period, and I've heard some places will do up to 3 days.
So I guess maybe that's a good starting point.
Yeah, if they, I'd like to see theirs too, because if it addresses our issues here in the town too, no reason to reinvent the wheel. I mean, we can
I'll make a copy
definitely
of
make
it.
it fit for the town.
I'll email it to everybody.
Okay,
That would be great.
thank you.
And then, does that have to go to the planning commission, or?
I think that go ahead, Ms. Emily, I think you looked into that, or whether or not it actually goes to the PC or doesn't.
I'll have to check back with Martin. I believe that you guys can adopt it as an ordinance very similar to how you did
Bingo.
Chief's ordinance last month.
Yeah.
Okay, no public hearing, no?
No?
But I'll check with Martin when he gets here this evening and give you guys an update.
Would
Okay.
that not be,
Connor, were you gonna say? I see Connor.
go ahead, Connor.
I mean, I understand the purpose of the recreational vehicles. I think that if we start getting into the commercial vehicle side, I think that changes a lot of livelihoods for the mere fact that a lot of folks have a work vehicle, and what would be defined as a work vehicle? Would it have lettering on it, or would it be considered a box truck or a small van or whatnot? But I think that I would definitely want to have a stakeholders meeting or put that out to the public to get the feedback. I would not be on board in regards to restricting commercial vehicles on that side. I can understand the RV side of things as well as boats or jet skis, ATVs, UTVs, recreational vehicles. But I think that we walk a fine line there with the commercial vehicle aspect of things.
So back 10-plus years ago, when Prince William County looked at adopting this, that exact discussion happened with the County Board of Supervisors, that they felt that by adding business vehicles in there, that they would restrict the livelihood. So they tapered it only to do the RV aspect. And they kind of targeted for that water area of, I guess, Occoquan and Dumfries and places down there. So they adopted that. Chief, you have something to
To
add?
address that, Councilman Leak, it wouldn't be like any vehicle that had lettering on it. A commercial vehicle would be anything that weighs over 12,000 pounds, anything that can carry more than 16 passengers. So you're talking like limousines, buses, semis, great big, like Virginia Power trucks. Your handyman that has a van with lettering on it, it wouldn't do that, or a pickup truck. Some people, and we have had calls in Virginia, was it Virginia Hills over here, Virginia, the Haymarket Villages, I think it is. There was a
In
sorry.
Alexandria.
Yeah, there was a gentleman that was parking his F-150 that was marked on the side, and we had to explain that that's not a, some people think commercial vehicles just because it's
So you're going based off the gross vehicle.
gross vehicle weight of 12,000 pounds or more, and how many passengers it can carry.
We have too many, I mean, like, I will just tell you, the HOA we were in before we moved here, I drive my VDOT vehicle home when we're mobilized for snow and stuff like that. And that was the question I asked the HOA, and the president was 2 or 3 doors down. He was a friend of mine. He says, well, about our HOA, I said, well, I'm going to park it there. I mean,
That's not a
it's
commercial
a state
vehicle,
vehicle, correct. But I agree with Councilman Leak, and I think, and with what the chief told us, if we're going with gross weight, I think that would be the way to address commercial vehicles. Got too many, I think, individuals who drive their vans home, work for plumbing companies or whatever, and so I would agree with Councilman Leak.
And that would be defined in the, right,
We would give you some suggestions, you could put whatever you wanted to.
And also, I just wanted to add, we do have, part of that is addressed in the zoning ordinance, or the ordinance already, because we had a previous case in town where they had several commercial vehicles, and we attacked it on that ordinance, so.
Okay.
Is that in a residential district?
That is correct.
so we're gonna have Chief get the one from Occoquan, right? Quantico, sorry. Occoquan. And send it out to us, and then maybe next month's meeting?
Yep, we'll put it on the agenda for next month.
I'd say put it on the work session.
Oh, work session,
Well,
yeah.
yeah.
And then if we can come to some mutual agreements in regards to everyone's comments on it, then I say, yeah, go ahead and add it to the agenda if necessary, or even put it on the agenda as a placeholder.
And-
But I would definitely, the only thing that scares me, and I'll have to do more research in regards to gross vehicle weight and what type of wheelbase or length that would actually restrict. But again, that's just my major concern there.
And you can speak also with Sergeant Shaver, right, Chief? Because he does all the commercial vehicle stuff, and
Yeah.
he could
He's
better
motor-
be able
he's
to
a
define.
motor carrier officer is what it is. Could I, the chief, as soon as possible, if you could get that to us, so when we come to the work session, we should already have our comments ready.
Yeah.
Correct, okay.
So I'll get with Sergeant Shaver, myself, Emily, and Chris. We'll put our heads together, give you a bunch of examples and things that you guys have talked about wanting to put in, and then maybe you guys can come up with a draft.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, anything over, what is it, 10,005 requires a VDOT number, USDOT number?
I'm not sure that would be a better question for Sergeant Shaver, but, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty close, if not accurate. So that would be
That's a good
a good cutoff.
thing. Yeah, I think Sergeant Shaver can be a big help on this because of his expertise with
Yeah.
the inspections and everything, so. Okay.
Yeah, that cutoff, 12,000, 10,000, that's a pretty big substantial, I mean, that's a, like I say, that's a box truck. So I think we'd be safe. But anyway, we'll get the experts.
Councilman Day, you're
Input.
correct, it's 10,000 pounds
Okay.
of a gross vehicle weight. That triggers your US dot line.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so directive, we'll put it on next work session with this information that we can keep moving forward with this. Other than that, that's what I had for the work session. So, if there's no objection, we'll go ahead and motion
Motion
to,
to adjourn.
there you go.
Second?
And no discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, we'll be back at 7 o'clock. Thanks.